from KTVU Fox 2 San Francisco, Oakland roots Seoul soccer teams to play at Oakland Coliseum.
And it was a unanimous vote earlier today. A new home for the Oakland Roots and Seoul soccer clubs. Those teams will
A new home for a couple of teams that nobody's ever heard of?
be playing their home games at the Oakland Coliseum starting in 2025. Welcome, everyone.
Okay, so these teams that nobody's ever heard of are now going to be playing at the Oakland Coliseum. Has anybody been near the Oakland Coliseum in the last couple of years? It's absolutely disgusting. There's a reason why all three of the professional sports teams left. Now you're going to put these people in there, and they're going to have to navigate the small fan base that these teams have are going to have to navigate the vagrants surrounding the Coliseum.
Everyone, to the 4 this afternoon, I'm Alex Savage.
And I'm Crystal Bailey. Fans will flock to the stands for home games during the 2025 to 2026 season.
Doubt it. Fans will flock to the stands. Okay.
Taking the team from their current field in Hayward to the city of their namesake. Mayor Sheng Thao praising the teams for radiating Oakland pride.
And that's what this is all about. For more of this huge decision, we are joined here in studio by, of course, Mayor Thao, as well as Idris Argandawal, the co-founder of...
So it's nonstop. All of the business is leaving Oakland and San Francisco. Particularly the In-N-Out closure that is very close to the Coliseum is now getting a new team, which I guess is technically a step in the right direction. There's probably some other weirdos with green hair that would claim this is gentrification. Who knows?
The Roots Sports Club. Thank you both for being here today.
Wait, hold on. Let me go back. I want to hear him. I want to hear him say the guy's name one more time.
Mayor Thao, as well as Idris Argandawal, the co-founder of the Roots Sports Club. Thank you both.
Idris Argandawal, and of course, the mayor. Oh.
For being here today. And such a huge announcement, and it just is.
And imagine what Mayor Sheng Thao and her team had to do to convince this guy, against all of the evidence, against his lying eyes, to play sports at the... I mean, you'd be better at, a local Hayward High School than the Oakland Coliseum.
It's huge for the city of Oakland. Well, Mayor, let me start with you. What do you think this decision to move these soccer clubs into the Oakland Coliseum means for the city?
I mean, it means everything, right? We are bringing back that spirit. I mean, we're talking about an organization that really is rooted here in the city of Oakland. They have given back so much to the community, working in partnership with the county, with the city. And so what it took was the partnership with the county through the JPA and, of course, Oracle Arena as well. I'm also thankful for the A's for sharing the Coliseum.
It's just so difficult to listen to this woman talk. Like, how can you... Once you've done one super slimy thing, everything else gets called into question. And she, I'm sure, has no shortage of slippery, slimy things. You can go straight to her website and see all the people that have endorsed her in this weird, nothing but regressive buzzwords. It's all completely fake.
And so it's really exciting. We're going to be able to have a professional women's soccer team here in Oakland.
A professional. So it's a women's team, or there's two teams, the Roots and the Soul. We're going to have a professional women's soccer team. That's going to help fix Oakland for sure.
With the professional men's soccer team, of course.
It's Women's History Month. You've got to better than there.
Yes, we got to look at it.
Now, obviously, there's been a lot of uncertainty, surrounding the Coliseum over the last few years. Obviously, there have been some teams that have left Oakland, so this is obviously a very big win for the city. Talk a little bit about how this came about.
Yeah, absolutely. So we started our first ever game in Oakland August 31st of 2019, and ever since the...
Okay, so their first game was just before the Rona hysteria. And in the beginning, they tried to lead us to believe that this droves of fans were just going to go to the stadium. And I honestly thought the teams had been around for longer than 2019, but it's all, pure political theater. It's actually pathetic. And like I said, this guy would just go to a normal field, bro. You're not going to fill up the Coliseum. First of all, the Coliseum is completely collapsing. Second of all, the entire surrounding area is disgusting, and you would just be better off. Like, this is some weird backdoor dealing here.
Community has showed love has shown up. We've sold out matches. We've been outgrowing our venues, and it's our dream to get back to Oakland and create an environment, a magical environment that welcomes all people. One of the most diverse cities in the world. We're the world's game, and with the World Cup around the corner, it's just a perfect merger of everything. We are an organization that advocates for love, coming together, and spreading this amazing message of Oakland, and this just gives us an opportunity and ability to do that at scale, so we're very grateful.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, look, in the grand scheme, I suppose this is good, right? Nobody's going to watch soccer or women's soccer team, but I guess in a weird way, now, clearly, Sheng Thao is, I mean, you just can't trust anything she does, so there's got to be some weird way she's going to, some scam behind this, but I guess it's better than nothing, right? If you have 3 teams that have already left the Coliseum, you're trying to build back up, but my concern is that everybody knows none of this is for the actual residents of Oakland. It's all to line the pockets of Sheng Thao and her corrupt, crooked, commie cronies in the government.
The Roots and the Soul have been playing at Cal State East Bay and Merritt College, respectively, and obviously those are much smaller venues. How are the players, the coaches?
Yeah, and they probably would have been better off just staying there. It's going to be a nightmare at the Coliseum.
Feeling about this shift to a much larger venue at the Coliseum.
So thankful and grateful, y'all. And I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you so much to our amazing mayor, our vice mayor, a council member at large, Rebecca Kaplan, the city, the county, the JPA, and most importantly...
Oh, yeah, so it's just, I mean, what was I thinking? Of course, it's just pure propaganda. Have this guy, oh, thank you. Everybody knows. Go to Mayor Sheng Tao's Instagram or Twitter X account. It's nothing but, I mean, she doesn't even have that many followers for a mayor, but you can't find, in hundreds of comments on hundreds of posts, you can't find, I'm not even joking, I don't think even one paid out positive comment, and then this guy goes on here, oh, I just want to thank the amazing mayor. Everybody sees through it, bro.
Our fans, our community have embraced us since day one. I'm a firm believer that when you show up for the community, they show up for you, and we've done that. So the organization is happy for the community. This is a chance for everyone to be proud of something, be happy of something new, and I think we're going to bring some good energy back to the Coliseum.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There you go.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's so much.
And this is just a classic, weekend segment puff piece for the mayor.
Much sports history there.
Yeah, talk about a dedicated soccer stadium that you were planning on building next to the stadium. What's the long-term goal with that? I know the Coliseum's next, but what comes after that?
Yeah, we're very excited about our modular stadium at the Malibu lot. I know it has a lot of history and heritage. We want to do that right. And so being in the Coliseum allows us to play the 2025 campaign season and really spend the time and energy to get that stadium right so that we have a home.
Hold on. I just can't imagine. I am no business expert, but I can't imagine this league or this team is profitable at all.
Going into the next 10 years. It's an incredible moment for Oakland, and thank you for the leadership.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mayor, speaking of leadership, I mean, we obviously know about sort of the backdrop this announcement comes against. We have the ongoing discussions, between the city and the county and the Oakland A's about the team's desire to extend their lease here before this ballpark in Las Vegas theoretically is built in the next few years. How do those negotiations, how did those negotiations factor into reaching this agreement here on moving the Roots and the Soul over to the Coliseum?
Absolutely. That's a really great question.
Well, it's kind of actually, it's a, mainstream media nonsense question. And I can only assume, I haven't seen this before, but my guess is that she's about to give us a political platitude nonsense word salad answer.
At the end of the day, we need activation. I mean, East Oakland deserves...
At the end of the day, that's very similar to let me be clear, or let us be clear, or I'm going to be clear.
This place of the Coliseum to be activated. And so having the Roots and Soul go in there to really utilize that space to activate it is going to be key. And actually, we're still in conversation with the Oakland A's about a possible lease extension. Of course, I still have parameters around that. Namesake, the colors, keeping that all here, and expansion team. But those conversations are ongoing, and I'm just thankful that they're willing to be strong partners in ensuring that we can share the stadium with them, with the Roots and the Soul.
But this doesn't, but these two things.
So yeah, she didn't answer the question. As you know, awkward as the question was she still didn't answer it. How did the now let me see if I got this straight. How did the new teams moving in and the discussions of renewing the lease for the Oakland A's, which was the last team that is still there, how did those play in together? And she didn't really answer the question, but what can she say, right? Like, she doesn't know what's going on.
Things can happen at the same time.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. I mean, the Roots and the Soul can play their home games there, and the A's theoretically can still play at the Coliseum for the next few years.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
Okay.
That's a possibility.
Now, what about that ownership debate between the county and the A's as in regards to the Coliseum? Are we still looking at this deal taking place in 2026 where the A's actually do own half of the Coliseum?
You know, that's a really great question for the county, since it is their half that was sold to the A's.
So she doesn't know. She doesn't have the answer.
But on the city side, I do believe that this is an incredible opportunity for us to move forward with trying to develop this piece of land. Again, East Oakland, an underserved area for far too long, for decades. And so part of that is getting the roots and the soul.
Exactly. So go there. Go to the Coliseum. Go to the BART station at the Coliseum. Drive around a couple blocks of that area. It's completely disgusting. And, I mean, if anybody knew just how bad it was, burned out cars, tents, RVs, homeless people, graffiti. I mean, it's just terrible. And nobody on planet Earth thinks that these soccer teams and this woman is going to fix it. And they wouldn't be able to, even if they wanted. Well, maybe they could, but it wouldn't be her, right? So somebody could come in with a heavy hand, right? They love to be heavy-handed on restrictions, but they won't be heavy-handed on crime, which it would be a step towards fixing that problem.
Onto that site so that we can begin that kind of activation, because we know that with them being there and really taking care of that space, that we're going to be able to bring more things to activate that space.
All right.
It's nothing, right? They can't even. There was just another video about some burned out abandoned cars in neighborhoods in East Oakland that nobody would take care of until a guy spray painted the name of a city councilor on the side of it. And they still didn't take care of it, but at least it got their attention. So, I mean, where all this federal funding, Sheng Thao is announcing, biking corridors and all this sorts of weird stuff. Where is that money actually going? And it's been going on for decades, but there's nothing to show for it. And there's loads of, Bay Area, Oakland, San Francisco nonprofit loopholes. The list goes on. And then you got greaseball, scumbag, bang your wife, Gavin Newsom, who is juking the numbers right now, fudging the stats or whatever on Prop 1. It takes 3 weeks. No, it takes 4 weeks, more than a month, to calculate whether Proposition 1 passed. Of course, Gavin Newsom was pushing it heavily, and all the money is going to completely disappear, but I digress. That's a completely different subject. Now we're talking about the soccer teams that are going to save Oakland in the Coliseum area.
Idris, let me talk to you and get a sense from you about how you have seen the fan bases for the Roots and the Soul growing since these.
No way. So the team started in 2019. I don't even know what league they're a part of or who they're playing against, but their first game was in 2019, they said. Then 2020, I doubt that anybody was playing soccer because it was so super dangerous. So let's say at best, they really started in 2021. And I can't, maybe they sold out some smaller venues, but there's absolutely no way they're going to get close to even selling out half of there's just no reason to. Even if you love soccer, you wouldn't know these people, and you certainly wouldn't want to take the chance at Coliseum BART.
Teams first came into existence here in the East Bay. What have you seen in terms of growth?
Yeah, man, I can't say it enough. Being a first-generation Afghan-American born in Oakland, having my first sports experiences in the Coliseum, I know what it feels like to be from Oakland, from the Bay Area, and be passionate about something. We're some of the most passionate people in the world. And so I've seen that firsthand. Our community is very special. It's inclusive. It's diverse. Everyone is welcome.
You already said that, bro. He's just parroting the talking points. It's basically the same answer to every question.
We tell everyone in the stands, in our staff, that coming to Oakland means you get to be whoever you want to be. And that's what we...
Including a criminal.
try to mimic and mirror in our game days every day. We have incredible experiences, and people have good times, and they leave our games telling their friends and family, and that family has now grown to be a tremendous kind of force, not only in Oakland, but in the sporting world as one of the only purpose-oriented professional soccer teams. So we're really excited.
What does that even, purpose-oriented professional soccer teams? What even constitutes a professional at this point? I mean, they're going to be playing against the San Jose Earthquake, which is a much bigger team, and I still doubt that people are. I mean, yeah, of course, there's going to be a handful of people at a WNBA game. There's going to be a handful of people at all of this, but there's just no way their operation of this new professional sports league is going to be enough. I mean, this is crazy. They're trying to put lipstick on a pig, but what else did I expect?
And one thing I wanted to mention as well is that with Seoul elevating to professional, this means it's the first time in history Oakland has a professional women's soccer team. And so this is just, it's...
Oh, yeah. The first time in history Oakland has a women's professional soccer team. And OPD is doing the same thing. They're low officers. There's still no chief of police. I highly doubt there's, 2 minutes left in this interview that he's going to ask her about the chief of police. But they're always, oh, this is the first Vietnamese mayor or whatever. This is the first women's soccer team. Completely, well, they know what they're doing.
Massive news. This pathway to the Coliseum just opens the floodgates, and I think something special is in the works. So
you've got 63,000 seats to fill now. So I'm sure the fan base is just going to...
Which you definitely will not. You don't stand a chance.
Can you grow?
All, right?
I know.
Of course.
Well, and to that point, though, right?
Yeah.
It's about, you know, this partnership. It's values driven, and we are seeing their values day in and day out, right on the ground in the community in the city of Oakland. So we couldn't have a better partner.
All right. I mean, I think a lot of people...
Can you give us an example? What have they done? How have they helped Oakland at all? And I'm not saying they should. They probably don't have to because they're not successful at the job they're even supposed to be doing. But give us an example of what the co-owner of these sports teams has done to help Oakland. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess you can say that them signing this weird little contract to play in a crime-ridden hellhole. I mean, the Coliseum is literally in the nucleus, the center of what they're calling the crime corridor near the airport, where In-N-Out closed, Denny's closed, all of that is right in there. So even if you want to use that as a way for that organization to have helped Oakland, name one other thing they did?
They see the logo. A lot of folks, you see the sweatshirts and you hear about the Oakland roots and the soul.
Yeah.
But maybe you're like myself. Yeah, I have not been to a game. I'm going to confess right now.
We won't hold it.
Of course, nobody has been to. I mean, there's a look. This is obviously a friendly weekend morning segment, puff piece interview, but there are a couple questions. I mean, they kind of the other teams are leaving, but they didn't really ask any. We'll see. Maybe it's going to get hard hitting in the last minute here.
Please don't hold it against me. I'm going to get there.
But yes, the point is, he admits that he hasn't been to a game, and I'm almost positive he is representative of the majority of people. I mean, look, think about it. Obviously, the majority of people, or I shouldn't say obviously, but most people haven't even been to a Warriors game, and they're literal champions. So, right, like they were the cream of the crop. They were the best in the NBA for several years, and still most people hadn't been. So quite clearly, most people will never even, they may have a sweatshirt floating around, but that means absolutely nothing. They were probably given that at some other event they were using to promote this team, which who knows how in the world they're making even a dime.
But a lot of folks are hearing about the Oakland Roots. How would you describe the experience of being at an Oakland Roots game?
Yeah, it's funny you mention. I run into people in the streets all the time that don't necessarily know we're a soccer team yet, and I think that's okay.
Okay.
Wearing our crest,
okay, good.
yeah, wearing our crest means you're proud of Oakland, and it's not necessarily about being from Oakland. It's about adhering to the principles of inclusivity, adversity.
Oh, it's not about being from Oakland. It's about adhering to the mob. That's basically what he's saying. Let's go back just a couple seconds. But it's not about really being from Oakland, but it's about obeying the narrative. Hold on. All right.
About being from Oakland, it's about adhering to the principles of inclusivity, adversity, and facing that and getting through that resilience. Oakland has...
It's about doubling down on the narrative no matter how bad things get.
so many world renowned kind of pillars that are so important and are reflected in everything we do. So wearing it means that you're proud of Oakland and you're proud of being a person that's behind the values. And yeah, so no hard feelings.
All right, no,
we'll invite you to the coliseum.
I got to get out there. That's
I can explain with one word, though.
Go, yeah,
magic.
tell me, man. Yeah. What is the experience
I mean,
like for you?
the same fans that you see in the A stadiums are the same fans that will come out. You know, we're seeing.
Doubt it. The same fans of the A's, the professional baseball team that's been around for dozens of years, is the same as the fans of the female soccer team now playing. Give me a break, lady.
Young kids, we're seeing little girls come out there. Can you envision like a little girl going out there and saying, I could do this as a profession?
This is,
I mean,
this is crazy. She's not even a good politician. Like, she's not, but we've gone so far, right? Like, they had control of the narrative at one point. That is gone. And now I guess they still think they do, or they still want to. That's why they're crazy about censorship and hate speech and all that stuff. But you can't even watch this and think, oh, yeah, I'm going to go. Is there somebody out there that is going to watch this segment and say, you know what, I will go to a soccer game? Maybe those people are out there. But when you look at Mayor Sheng Thao, you just can't help but realize she's completely phony.
amazing. It's amazing work. I'm really proud of the work that we were able to do together. The World Cup is coming. Oakland's going to be put on the map.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you both coming in here. Oakland.
Pretty crazy. Stereotypical morning weekend puff piece. Zero serious questions asked. A lot of opportunity. And when the city of Oakland is completely falling apart, they're talking about women's soccer.